All right. Happy Friday, everyone. I wanted to talk about Joshua Bell, or should I say, the Washington Post experiment. This morning, my brother sent me a video, and I totally forgot about this, and I haven't spoken about it, at least not on this channel. In 2007, there's what I would call the Washington Post experiment. Gene Weingarten, who is a columnist or was a columnist at the Washington Post, wanted to see if you put a famous musician playing in a public place. In this case, it was the DC Metro train station, L'Enfant. So it was on January 12th, and he put Joshua Bell there. Joshua Bell, for those of you who don't know, is a very, very, very famous classical violinist. 3 days before January 12th, he had played a recital. People paid a lot of money to attend it and things of that nature. So he played for 45 minutes in the Metro. 1,097 people passed him by. Only 7 people stopped. Only 1 recognized him. And during that time, he made $32.17. All right? $32.17 for 45 minutes of playing for a world-class, world-famous classical musician. And so it got me thinking, how much do people actually appreciate music? That was the first thing I thought about. And then I started thinking, is it that people just really don't appreciate music? I obviously appreciate music, but I can't imagine my life without music, whether it's playing guitar, listening to music. It's just a part of my DNA. It's like oxygen for me and stuff. But the fact that you have this guy playing, and he's not just a guy, he's not Jack, he's just not another guy. He is a world famous classical musician that people pay thousands and hundreds of dollars for, and sells out, his concert performances. Yet nobody stops and recognizes him, and he makes $32 in 45 minutes. What does that say about our love and appreciation for music? So I thought about a couple of things, as I was thinking about this whole Washington Post experiment. I said to myself, is it that people don't appreciate classical music? So for example, if we were to flip it and say it was Taylor Swift singing, or better yet, John Mayer, not even singing but just playing the guitar in Penn Station, would the same thing had occurred? Obviously, no, I don't think the same thing would have occurred, because there would have been they would have been easily recognized from that perception, And I think what it says is that our appreciation for what I would call sometimes, whether or not we want to admit it, and this is one of them, niche music. We're not popular music. There's a reason for that. I don't play stuff like the Beatles. Joshua Bell is a classical musician. People might know Miles Davis and things of that nature, and they might recognize SOA. But for the most part, people don't really know jazz, and it's not something that's popular music. And so I think that it says that people do not really know or don't appreciate the same level of classical music and jazz music as they do, popular music. So anyway, I think it's a kind of it's an interesting twist, and it's a sad testament. I think if it had been a popular musician or a popular artist, that the end result would have been a little bit better. There would have been more notoriety. There would have been a lot more money. I think if John Mayer was at Penn Station or someplace else, or at this Metro place. So yeah, yeah. So at the end of the day, I kind of said think it's a sad testament to people's appreciation for music and just culture in general. The other twist that I thought about, not only if we changed it from something like classical to something like pop and somebody more famous, but if we changed the culture that we were at, certain cultures appreciate music a lot more. So if that same experiment had occurred, say maybe someplace in Europe where it is much more of a tradition, then the outcome might have been different. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It would be interesting. I don't know if anybody else has tried it with obviously different musicians, obviously in different cultures. The other thing too I noticed is like I was raised in New York City, and so there's always been tons and tons of musicians all over the place in the subway system, and people always gave a lot of money and listened. But the one common theme between all of the ones that were getting money was that they were playing popular songs and things that most people knew. So I think that that is the ingredient. Is that if it's a popular piece of music or in that genre, you're gonna get a different result. All right then, as usual, practice, practice, and practice some more. Music is beautiful, and hopefully everybody appreciates it. Thank you again for watching.